Muhammad Hijab had, and keep in mind, he's been doing this for who knows how long with who knows how many women, probably dozens or something like that, because they just toss him aside anytime he wants. But Muhammad Hijab gets called on this, and then he calls in his help from Ali Dawah. Ali Dawah, you have to help me discredit all these people. And so Ali Dawah helps, and I know, I'll go after the behind veils guys, and I'll show they'll not to come after you anymore. Yeah, now, isn't it? And what happens? It doesn't work, and actually, Ali Dawah is pretty easy finding out you've been doing the same exact thing, you little pathetic pervert, you. Muslim women are still women, they're still human beings, and they're being horribly abused. And if their own community isn't going to help them, then other people need to help them. Other people need to step in and help them. And even in this situation where you do have some people like the behind veils guys and so on, who are willing to call out these guys, there's a huge power and influence imbalance there. The Dawa guys have way more pull, way more influence and so on, as far as silencing people and just drowning out their voices and criticisms and so on. So we're here to help a bit and so on, because it's also a serious issue. That matter of fact, let me just go ahead and play a quick clip of Ali Dawa here. Here's another reason that, even though I seriously don't care what these guys are doing behind closed doors and so on, but it is a concern because of issues like this.
You asked me, would I allow my daughter to get married at night? I'm saying the analogy is wrong. Our teachers, the woman has to be sexually, mentally, and physically ready. That means if my daughter wants to menstruation, hold on, let me finish. If my daughter reached the age of menstruation at 9 years old, I would say you are ready. You are ready to get married.
All right, so think about this. Now, one, we pointed out many times in the past, he's actually being better than his sources require right there. He's saying if she reaches menstruation. The Quran does not require menstruation. In fact, Muhammad Hijab points out in a video that menstruation is not required to have sex with a girl. And we've got these videos of Muhammad Hijab where he's talking to Sneaker, and he's like, imagine a girl, she's like 13, but she got nice wide hips. Yeah, you're telling me you wouldn't want that, and stuff. But think about this. It's not just that these guys have their hotel wives and so on. You've got the Dawa community, and these guys have daughters. And these guys believe that it's perfectly acceptable to have sex with a 6, 7, 8-year-old, 9-year-old, and so on. But they understand you got to keep it secret, and you got to keep it secret from, your wives and so on. It would not be surprising at all if these guys are passing their daughters around to each other, because that's how sick and evil they are. Anyway, I'm pointing that out. I'm saying if you have a bunch of guys and they believe that, yeah, I can have my main official wife, but I can be doing all this stuff on the side just in hotels with my secret wives that no one knows about. And they also believe that it's okay to have sex with little girls. Okay, there's some. Let me put it this way. I'm sure there's serious, massive, messed up pedophilic abuse going on behind the scenes. I just don't know how widespread it is. I just don't know how common that is. I know it's common for these guys to have secret second wives and polygamous marriages and so on. We know that's common because Hijab admitted how common it is. Hijab admitted how common it is. I don't know to what extent this involves younger girls and things like that. So this isn't a situation where you could just say, well, I don't care what they're doing behind closed doors. They're doing some messed up evil stuff behind closed doors to women and girls who are created in the image of God and who should be treated better. And if they've developed an entire system for keeping these girls in a state where they think this is fine and normal and this is acceptable to treat them this way, then you got to bring down Islam as well in the process, because this is sick, evil stuff.
Ali, you've been obsessed with defending Muhammad Hijab with every breath and every step. That got me wondering, but I'd rather not jump to assumptions. And like you stated,
but if only they just assume the best and ask questions rather than jump into accusations.
So I'd like to ask you some very direct questions instead of jumping into accusations. Have you yourself ever had a secret nikah, a nikah without your first wife knowing?
So, guys, it's no secret. Muslim men are allowed to marry up to 4 women or girls. But there's a different issue of secret wives, ones you keep secret from your original wife. Because if you have one wife hey, and they can even make it clear, like, hey, we're getting married. I want you to know ahead of time, I'm the only one. And oh yeah, of course you're going to be the only one for me, yeah. And then of course you can't tell her when you're going out and marrying extra wives and so on. So apparently, Ali Dawa.
Did you ever enter into a secret marriage with, I don't know, possibly one of the sisters who made multiple appearances on the...
You guys got this? So he doesn't say which one, but you've got 4 women on there. So you'd have 4 men and 4 women. And the purpose of these shows were to basically convince women that they should have no problem with these guys banging as many women as possible. That's the real point of the show. Hey, just get used to it. We're gonna be banging all the women we want. And if you have a problem with it, then you're bad wives. You're bad. Do you want to be a bad wife? Do you want to be a bad Muslim wife? Okay, then if you don't want to be a bad Muslim wife, then you need to be on board with us banging whoever we want as much as we want and so on. And apparently, Salman knows that Ali Dawah was ended up in a secret extra marriage. We say second, but we don't know. This could be third, fourth, whatever, and so on. He used his platform to get these women on the show and then picked one, and then on a trip to Mecca, said, hey, why don't we do a little secret marriage here, yeah? And so I can bang you while we's in Mecca. I got to bang you. I'm a long way from home with my first wife, so I need to bang you while we's here in Mecca, so that we can worship a God like this. You know, it's the only way to do things in Mecca. And she said, okay, well, you've got your own show, and you guys really sound convincing when you're telling us that it's okay to treat us all like prostitutes. But then his first wife finds out about this, and then he has to divorce whichever of the 4 he was banging in Mecca. These are the guys that we need to save us from immorality. Right?
Just to clarify, I'd say most likely he cut a deal that he'd pay for her travel, allow her to go on Hajj in exchange for the marriage.
Oh.
That was most likely her bride price.
Oh, I get. Oh, so hang on. So Ali Dawa has this chick on the show, and this is like speculation at this point, right? Because you're wondering what the connection would be to the pilgrimage and so on. So would have been. So, Hatun's messaged me saying he was in Mecca in October 2023. It's on video. So this all lines up timeline-wise. So you're saying that it would make sense. She's on the show. She's on the Ali Dawa show and being lectured on what it means to be a good wife. And Ali Dawa's like, so have you been on the pilgrimage yet? And she's like, oh no, I can't. I've never been able to afford going on the pilgrimage. I just wish there was something I could do to afford it. And he's like, well, I's got the brilliant plan, yeah? I pay your way with all the donations I get from my prayer mats, and then I will go down there and bang you a bunch in it, and then you get to go. It's win-win. It's win-win. I win because I get to bang you a bunch, and I don't have to pay nothing because I get paid for the prayer mats, yeah? And I go down there, and you get to go on the pilgrimage, and then you get banged by me, so everyone wins. And she's like, okay. And then Ali Dawa wasn't thinking, oh, what if the first wife finds out about it? And so it wasn't win-win for her. And then so she complains, and he goes, no problem, I just divorced her then, isn't it? And she grabs her, hang on. Hold up. I'll show you exactly what happened. I've got the proof right here. So Ali Dawa one day walks into the living room, and his first wife holds this up. And then so She went ahead and she didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She just went. And then what happens? Ali Dawa realized he had to divorce his Secret-Mutah-Wife.
The irony here is that Mishyar literally means travelers. So it's kind of envisioned the other way. Someone's on travel and they hire a local to be their temporary wife. But that's literally what Mishyar means, is traveler's wife. So a Mishyar wife is a traveler's wife. So he hires her as a Mishyar wife to go on travel to Mecca.
Hotel wife, basically, is what we would call them now. Hotel wife. Would you want to be my hotel wife? I'll pay for your pilgrimage, yeah.
Your truth show? Could this secret nikah behind your wife's back possibly have happened while you were in Mecca? Possibly for the purpose of performing Umrah? Could there be a super random chance that it could have happened in October of 2023, just months after Muhammad Hijab's secret marriage and divorce with Sister Aisha? And did you ever give this secret wife a talaq, a divorce, shortly after your first wife found out? Once again, just for clarification, I'm just asking questions instead of casting accusations, because you did say,
Ask questions rather than jump into accusations.
We'll be patiently waiting for your responses, not vague and wild goose chases. Until then, all I can say is, birds of a feather flock together.
What would you say he should have said, AP?
Stay away from Islam.
That would have been good.
Yeah, he definitely should have said that. I'll have to double check, but I think the timing is also interesting for a different reason. So it's right after Muhammad Hijab's secret marriage doesn't work, but I believe it's also right around the same time that they do that episode. So what could have very well happened is that
you're saying could have been real quick.
Yeah, that Ali Dawa didn't really know whether this was allowed or not. They did that episode. Ali Dawa was convinced, and then he said, I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity and take my own secret wife. So possibility, again, speculation, but seems to fit.
I wonder if he bought a Mecca for his Mecca-Mutah-Wife.
Yeah.